This is a self-equalizing knot, and it's one of the best for connecting to two anchor points. You could slide this knot along, and when you pull tension here, it evenly distributes that weight amongst both of these loops. So it's not just a cool knot to know, it's also really practical. One of the best ways to use this is for towing, whether that's on a vehicle or boats or anything else. But it could also be used to secure down loads or cargo because you can adjust to get the perfect coverage just like this. It's one of the best knots for hoisting or lowering objects because normally when your loops are off-centered or off-balance, you have to retie. But with this knot, you could just slide it and the weight distributes evenly, giving you a perfectly balanced lift, which is really helpful no matter what the item. It could be used for anything with two attachment points where you want a centered balance, like hoisting and hanging a bike in your garage for winter storage, for example. So here's how to tie the snap method for the Portuguese bowline. Start by simply feeding your line through one of the anchor points, and then we'll go across and feed it right through the other. At this point, we have our main line, which is our tow line, and then our tag end with this big triangle shape here. Now pull that top horizontal line and place it over top of the ones in your left hand. Now reach forward and do an underhand loop, which will come out in the shape of a 9. Make sure it folds so the line that goes to your loop is over top of the standing main line. You could drop that tag end here and form a bite, which is a loop, in your main tow line. Pass that through the center of the 9. You can see a new loop is created now, and all we have to do is grab that tag end that's dangling there and feed it through this new loop that we've created. And once it goes through, just hold firm on that tag end and pull in the opposite direction on your main tow line, and what we have now is a bowline. This is known as the snap method of tying. And now just pulling one of these loops will slide the knot along, and when you pull firm, the tension equalizes. So you could slide it wherever you want, and then when you pull, the tension is pulling equal on both of the anchors at the same time. The best part is, no matter how much tension you put on this, it's always fairly easy to get undone by pulling the top collar and bottom loop in opposite directions. Now there's two additions we could add to this knot to make it a little bit better. The first one is making the knot even more secure. So when we get to this stage, leave a longer tag end so that when we collapse it down, we have a bit of room to work with. All we do here is tie an overhand knot on the inside loop of that bowline. Just wrap it around that non-moving line, go around itself and through the hole, and that's just a standard overhand knot. This is a really important step if you're using slippery rope or for critical applications. This is what's known as a safety knot, and everything works exactly the same except you have a backup safety. The second improvement is how to avoid a twist in this line here. It's not a huge issue, but there's one small change we can make to make this an open loop every time. So the only change we need to make is after going through that first loop, instead of going to the second, wrap it underneath that main line, and now go to your second. Then we follow the exact same steps as before, pull that horizontal rope over top, create our 9 with an underhand turn, and as you get better with this, you could put your fingers through and pull that main line, which creates the bite, and all in one motion, pull out your bowline. And that small wrap at the beginning made both loops on either side perfect with no twists in them. Now this knot can go by two different names. It's often called the Portuguese bowline, but sometimes also called the French bowline. They're basically the exact same knot. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and learned a cool new knot, or at least some new use cases. And if you forget how to tie this one in the field, or you just want a refresher, reminder, or just to practice your knots, this knot and 200 plus others are on our 3D knot tying app. It's called Knot IQ by the Bare Essentials. It's a great way to support the channel and get an awesome knot tying app in return. I'm your friend DJ from the Bare Essentials, and thanks for stopping by.